Hey, good morning. You know, with everything going on this week, I wanted to talk about a word called complaining. You know, the word complain means to remain the same. Think about that now. To remain the same. So when we complain, what we're doing is reinforcing the very situation we're in. You know, I read in Numbers 11, it says this, first verse. Now when the people complained, it displeased the Lord, for the Lord heard it, and his anger was aroused. It displeased the Lord, and his anger was aroused. Imagine that, like God's anger was aroused because of the people complaining. And if we think about the children of Israel, they walked around that mountain for 40 years on a 15-day journey. 40 years, and it says in other places, because they complained, because they said, we'll die in the desert. That's exactly what happened to them. I think about this week, you know, we had the election, and well, we didn't. Actually, the Americans had their election, and Donald Trump became president-elect. And there's all this protest and all these people complaining about the fact that he's president-elect. Well, that's not going to do any good at all. Complaining never does any good at all. As a matter of fact, child of God, God says that we're created in his image. And how does God speak? God calls those things that are not as though they were until they are. That same principle is used when we're complaining. We're reinforcing the problem, staying around that mountain 40 years. You want out of the problem, start speaking the solution. If you need a new job, start calling that new job in. Start thanking God for that new job. Go to places, make it happen, do things to make it happen. But don't waste your time complaining. Complaining means to remain the same. If you want to remain the same, complain. If you want change, get up off your derriere and do something about it. You know, it's like a story I heard of this farmer, and the dog was just sitting there, he's howling, howl, howl, howl. And the guy says, well, what's wrong with your dog? And he says, oh, he's got a nail under his butt. He says, well, why does he get up? Oh, it doesn't hurt enough to get up and do anything, but it just hurts enough to complain. So I encourage you this week, take a checkup from the neck up. Ask yourself, ask the Lord, am I complaining? Lord, reveal to me where I'm complaining. Repent, change your way of thinking about it, and start to call those things that are not as though they were, and you'll have a bright and great week.